Life is not designed to be a walk in the park, and that's precisely where its greatness lies. The challenges, the stumbles, the stones in the path, they aren't punishments, they're the tools that shape us from within. Every obstacle that appears before you has a purpose, to help you grow, to strengthen you, to transform you into someone you never even imagined you could become. It's in those moments when everything feels hard, when you feel like you're at your limit, that something inside you awakens. That's where the strength you didn't know you had emerges. The clarity you were searching for reveals itself, and the drive to take that step that seemed impossible comes alive. Nothing valuable comes without effort. Success isn't a gift, it's a reward. It's built with determination, with tough decisions, with days when you give it your all even though no one is watching. That's why the sweetest achievements are the ones earned with sweat, with tears, with that feeling of being on the edge but pushing forward anyway. Every drop of effort counts. Every small act of courage leaves a mark. In the end, what truly matters isn't just what you achieve, but who you become while achieving it. But here's the key. Difficulty isn't just about the final outcome, it's about who you become in the process. Success isn't only about reaching a destination, it's about the person you turn into along the way. And let me tell you, it's the challenges, the setbacks, those moments when you want to give up, but keep going. They're the moments that forge your character. So instead of asking, why is this so hard? Start asking, how can I overcome this challenge? Because that's where the magic happens. That's where ordinary people become extraordinary. That's where average turns into exceptional. Now, I'm not saying it'll be easy, not by a long shot. There will be days when you feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. Days when you'll question everything. Days when giving up will seem like the only sensible option. But let me tell you something. Those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that separate dreamers from doers. What if I told you that the very things you're struggling with right now are the ones that will propel you forward? What if those obstacles aren't holding you back, but pushing you in the right direction? It's all about perspective. Every problem you face is an opportunity in disguise. An opportunity to learn, to grow, to become stronger. When you hit a wall, don't back down. Figure out how to climb it, go around it, or break through it. Because on the other side of that wall is where your dreams are. Now, I want you to think about the last time you accomplished something meaningful. Remember how that sense of achievement felt, that pride in knowing you overcame the odds. That feeling is priceless. And here's the secret. You can have that feeling again and again. All it takes is the willingness to embrace hard work, to welcome challenges. But how do we do that? How do we train our minds to not just endure adversity, but to thrive in it? Well, it starts with your mindset. You have to shift your perspective, stop seeing difficulties as burdens and start seeing them as opportunities. Every problem you face is a chance to prove your strength, to learn something new, to be better than you were yesterday. Think about it this way. If life handed you everything on a silver platter, would you really appreciate it? Would you feel the same sense of satisfaction? Of course not. It's the struggle that gives success its meaning. It's the hard work that makes the reward so sweet. So here's what I want you to do. The next time you face a challenge, instead of getting discouraged, get excited. Tell yourself, this is my moment to shine. This is my chance to show what I'm made of. Because that's exactly what it is, a chance to shine, a chance to grow. Now, I'm not saying you should seek out adversity for its own sake, but when it comes, and it will, embrace it, welcome it. Because that's where real growth happens. That's where you discover what you're truly capable of. Think about any great achievement in history. Was it easy? Did it happen overnight? Of course not. It took years of hard work, countless failures, and unrelenting persistence. But that's what made it great. That's what made it worth achieving. So let me ask you this. What's your mountain? What's that bold goal that seems almost impossible right now? Whatever it is, I want you to embrace the difficulty it entails. Embrace the challenge. Because that challenge is your opportunity to become something more than you are now. Remember, the size of your success is determined by the size of your belief. If you believe something is too hard, guess what? It will be. But if you believe you have what it takes to overcome any obstacle, to face any challenge, then nothing can stop you. But what if I fail? What if I put in all this effort and still don't succeed? Well, let me tell you something. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Think of it this way. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. You're not stepping out of your comfort zone. And if you're not stepping out of your comfort zone, you're not growing. It's that simple. So don't fear failure. Fear not trying. Fear staying in your comfort zone while your dreams pass you by. Because that, my friends, is the real failure. Discipline. Because when things get tough, discipline is what keeps you going. It's what gets you out of bed when you'd rather stay asleep. It's what keeps you working when others have already given up. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements. But here's the thing about discipline. It's not something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's a muscle you build over time. And like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So how do you build discipline? You start small, set small, achievable goals, and stick to them. Maybe it's waking up 15 minutes earlier each day. Maybe it's reading for 30 minutes before bed. Whatever you choose, start small and be consistent. Because consistency is key. As you build that discipline muscle, you'll find you're capable of taking on bigger challenges, that you can keep going when things get tough. And that's when the real magic happens. When things get tough, persistence is what keeps you in the game. It's what separates the winners from the quitters. Persistence is the ability to keep going, to keep pushing, even when every fiber of your being wants to give up. But here's the thing about persistence. It's not about never falling. It's about getting up every time you do. It's about dusting yourself off, learning from your mistakes, and trying again and again until you succeed. Think of any successful person you admire. I guarantee they faced countless setbacks and failures along the way. But what set them apart was their persistence, their refusal to give up, their ability to keep going when others would have thrown in the towel. So when things get tough, and they will, remember this. Your persistence is a measure of your belief in yourself. Every time you refuse to give up, you're telling yourself, I believe in me. I believe I can do this. And that belief, my friends, is more powerful than you can imagine. When things get tough, your attitude is everything. It's the lens through which you see the world. And let me tell you, if you have a positive attitude, you'll find opportunities where others see obstacles. But here's the thing about attitude. It's a choice. You choose your attitude every day. You can choose to focus on the negative, on all the reasons something won't work. Or you can choose to focus on the positive. And let me tell you, that choice makes all the difference because your attitude determines your actions, and your actions determine your results. So if you want better results, start with a better attitude. When we talk about success and overcoming challenges, it's the strength of relationships. See, no one succeeds alone. We all need support, encouragement, and sometimes a gentle push in the right direction. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they people who lift you up or drag you down? Are they people who challenge you to be better or people who are content with mediocrity? Because let me tell you, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose your associations wisely. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who push you to be better, who believe in you even when you doubt yourself. Because when things get tough, and they will, these are the people who will help you keep going. But it's not just about what others can do for you. It's also about what you can do for others. Because here's the secret. When you help others achieve their dreams, you'll find you're closer to achieving your own. There's something magical about contribution, about making a positive difference in someone else's life. So as you work toward your goals, as you push through tough times, remember to lend a hand to others. Share your knowledge, your experiences, your encouragement, because in doing so, you're not just helping them, You're reinforcing your own determination, your own commitment to success. The harder you work, the more important it becomes to take care of yourself. That your body and mind are your most valuable assets. If you don't take care of them, everything else falls apart. So make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating well, taking time to relax and recharge. Because success isn't just about working hard, it's also about working smart. And part of working smart is knowing when to push and when to rest. Remember this, the road to success, this journey of overcoming challenges, is a marathon, not a sprint. You need to pace yourself. Take care of yourself along the way, because what good is success if you're too exhausted to enjoy it? A lot of people struggle when facing tough times. Fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of not being good enough. These fears can be paralyzing. They can keep you stuck. They can stop you from even trying. But here's the truth about fear. It's not real. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's your mind playing tricks on you, trying to keep you safe in your comfort zone. But remember, growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. Success doesn't happen in your comfort zone. So how do you overcome fear? You face it head on. You do the thing you're afraid to do. Because here's another secret. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Every time you face your fears, every time you do something that scares you, you get stronger. You prove to yourself that you're capable more than you thought, and that confidence, that self-belief, is priceless. When things get tough, it's your goals that will keep you going. They're your North Star guiding you through the darkness, showing you the way forward. But here's the thing about goals. They need to be specific. They need to be measurable. They need to have a deadline. Vague goals produce vague results. So get clear on what you want. Write it down, make a plan to achieve it. And here's another secret about goals. The more you review them, the more likely you are to achieve them. Don't just set your goals and forget them. Review them daily, visualize yourself achieving them. Feel the emotions of success, because when you do this, you're programming your subconscious mind for success. You're aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with your goals. And that's when the magic happens. It's true, there's no blueprint in communication before the fact. It's your willingness to be wrong while creating opportunities that determines your success. So be flexible. Be willing to shift your approach when something isn't working. Be open to new ideas, new strategies, because sometimes the path to success isn't a straight line. Sometimes it's a winding road full of unexpected turns. But here's the beauty of adaptability. It doesn't just help you overcome challenges. It also opens you up to new opportunities. Some of the greatest successes in history came from people who were flexible enough to see opportunities where others only saw obstacles. The power of small wins. When you're facing a big challenge, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel like you're not making any progress at all. But here's the secret. Success is built on a foundation of small wins. It's about making progress, no matter how small, every single day. It's about celebrating those little victories along the way. So don't focus only on the big goal. Break it down into small, manageable steps and celebrate each step you complete, because each of those small wins builds your confidence. Each of those small wins proves you're moving forward, and that momentum, that sense of progress, is invaluable when things get tough. Comparison. In this age of social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others, looking at someone else's success and feeling like you're falling behind. But here's the truth. The only person you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday, because everyone's journey is different. Everyone's challenges are different, and comparing your journey to someone else's isn't just unfair, it's counterproductive. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own progress. Are you better today than you were yesterday? Are you closer to your goals than you were last week, last month, last year? That's what matters. That's what you should focus on. Every setback, every failure, every hardship is an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow, to get better, to get stronger. So instead of getting discouraged when things don't go as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve? Because when you face challenges with a learning mindset, you turn every setback into a stepping stone for a comeback. And here's another secret about learning. It never stops. The most successful people in the world are lifelong learners. They're always reading, always studying, always seeking to improve because they know that in an ever-changing world, the only way to stay ahead is to keep learning, keep growing. When we talk about success and overcoming challenges, gratitude, because when things get tough, it's easy to focus on what's going wrong. It's easy to get caught up in negativity. But gratitude is like a reset button for your mind. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from what's going wrong to what's going right. And that shift in perspective can make all the difference. So make gratitude a daily practice. Every day, take a moment to appreciate what you have, what you've accomplished, the people in your life who support you. Because when you're grateful, you're not just happier, you're more resilient. You're better equipped to handle challenges. Self-belief. Because when things get tough, when the odds seem stacked against you, it's your belief in yourself that will keep you going. But here's the thing about self-belief. It's not something we're born with, it's something we build, something we cultivate through our thoughts, our words, and our actions. So watch your self-talk. Are you cheering yourself on or tearing yourself down? Are you focusing on your strengths or dwelling on your weaknesses? Because the way you talk to yourself matters. It shapes your beliefs, which in turn shape your actions, which ultimately determine your result. And here's another secret about self-belief. It's contagious. When you believe in yourself, others will believe in you too. And that support, that confidence from others can be invaluable when you're facing challenges. Now I want to address something a lot of people struggle with, staying motivated when things get tough. Because let's be honest, motivation isn't constant, it comes and goes. And when you're facing challenges, it's easy to lose motivation. You don't need motivation to take action. You need discipline, you need habits. Because habits are what carry you forward when motivation falters. So focus on building good habits. Create routines that support your goals. Because when you have strong habits, you'll keep moving forward even on the days when you don't feel motivated. And here's another secret about motivation. It often follows action, not the other way around. Sometimes you need to start moving before you feel motivated. You need to take that first step even if you don't feel like it, because once you start moving, the motivation will follow. Now let's talk about something crucial when facing challenges, because success rarely happens overnight. It's a process that takes time. In our instant gratification culture, it's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as fast as we'd like. But here's the reality. Anything worth achieving takes time. The oak tree doesn't grow to its majestic height in a single day. It takes years of slow, steady growth, and your success is no different. It's built day by day, decision by decision, action by action. So cultivate patience, understand that setbacks and slow progress are part of the journey. They're not signs of failure, they're signs you're on the right path. Because if it were easy, everyone would do it. The fact that it's hard, that it takes time, is what makes it valuable. Remember, success isn't just about reaching your destination. It's about who you become along the way. And that transformation takes time. It takes patience, persistent effort day after day, even when you can't see immediate results. Think of it this way. A farmer planting seeds. He doesn't dig them up every day to see if they're growing. He trusts the process. He knows that with the right care and attention, those seeds will eventually sprout and grow into a bountiful harvest. Your dreams, your goals are like those seeds. Give them time. Nurture them. Trust the process. In today's world of constant distractions, the ability to focus is more valuable than ever. When you're facing challenges, when things get tough, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to lose sight of what really matters. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. What you focus on expands. So be intentional with where you put your attention. Focus on solutions, not problems. Focus on progress, not perfection. Focus on what you can control, not what you can't. And remember, focus isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you don't do. It's about saying no to things that aren't aligned with your goals, that don't bring you closer to your dreams, because every time you say no to something unimportant, you're saying yes to something that is. Your mind is an incredibly powerful tool. It doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined, so use that to your advantage. Visualize your success. Live it, believe it with every fiber of your being. Athletes use this technique all the time. Before they step onto the field, they've already played the game in their minds. They've already seen themselves succeeding. And you can do the same in your life, in your business, in your relationships. Take time each day to visualize your success. See yourself overcoming challenges. See yourself achieving your goals. Feel the emotions of success. Because when you do this consistently, you're programming your subconscious mind for success. You're aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with your goals. Because all the positive thinking in the world, all the goal setting and visualization mean nothing without action. Dreams don't work unless you do. It's that simple. But here's the thing about action. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be huge. You don't need to have it all figured out before you start. You just need to start. Take that first step, no matter how small, because momentum builds on itself. One small action leads to another and another, and before you know it, you'll be making real progress. Remember, you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Just take that first step. Trust that the next step will reveal itself, because it will. But only if you're moving, only if you're taking action. Your environment shapes you more than you might realize. It influences your thoughts, your habits, your actions. So be intentional about creating an environment that supports your goals. Surround yourself with books that inspire you, with people who lift you up, with reminders of your goals and your potential. Declutter your physical space, organize your workspace, because when your external environment is in order, it's easier to find clarity and focus internally. And it's not just about your physical environment, it's also about your mental environment. What are you feeding your mind? What kind of information are you consuming? Are you filling your mind with negativity and doubt, or with positivity and inspiration? Because what goes into your mind comes out in your life. When things get tough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, it's your commitment that will carry you through. It's your commitment that will keep you going when motivation fades, when doubts creep in, when others tell you it can't be done. But here's the thing about commitment. It's a decision you make every day. It's not something you do once and then forget. It's a daily choice to show up, to do the work, to keep pushing forward no matter what. And remember, commitment isn't about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes or never facing setbacks. It's about getting up every time you fall. It's about learning from your mistakes and using them to fuel your growth. It's important to celebrate your progress. When you're focused on a big goal, it's easy to get so caught up in what's still left to do that you forget to acknowledge how far you've come. But celebrating your progress, no matter how small, is crucial for maintaining momentum and motivation. So take the time to reflect on your journey, acknowledge your growth, celebrate your wins, no matter how small they might seem, because each of those wins, each of those steps forward is bringing you closer to your ultimate goal. And here's another secret about celebrating progress. It trains your brain to look for the positive. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's improving. And that positive focus can be a powerful force for overcoming challenges and achieving your dream. The power of your words, the language you use, both in your self-talk and in your communication with others, has a profound impact on your mindset and your actions. Your words shape your reality, so be mindful of the words you use. Are you speaking in terms of possibilities or limitations? Are you using language that empowers you or language that holds you back? Because when you change your words, you change your mindset. And when you change your mindset, you change your life. Let's talk about the importance of balance. When you're chasing big goals, when you're overcoming challenges, it's easy to become obsessed, to work all the time, to neglect other areas of your life. But true success isn't just about achieving one goal at the expense of everything else. It's about creating a life of harmony and fulfillment. So make time for the things that matter. Make time for your health, for your relationships, for activities that bring you joy and rejuvenation. Because when you're balanced, when you're fulfilled in all areas of your life, you're more resilient, you're better equipped to face challenges, and you're more likely to achieve lasting success. Your life right now is the result of the decisions you've made up to this point, and your future will be shaped by the decisions you make from now on. So be intentional with your decisions. Be mindful of the choices you're making, big and small. Remember, success is rarely the result of one big decision. It's the result of thousands of small decisions made consistently over time. It's choosing to wake up early instead of hitting snooze. It's choosing to read a book instead of watching TV. It's choosing to face your fears instead of hiding from them. And here's the beautiful thing about decisions. You always have the power to make a new one. No matter what's happened in the past, no matter what mistakes you've made, you always have the power to choose differently from now on. In a world that constantly tells you to be someone else, to fit into a certain mold, being true to yourself is a revolutionary act and is essential for true, lasting success. You'll never be truly successful trying to be someone else. You'll never find true fulfillment pretending to be something you're not. Your unique gifts, your unique perspective, your unique way of doing things, that's your strength, that's your edge. So don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to stand out, because the things that make you different are the very things that make you valuable. They're what sets you apart in a world of conformity. When things get tough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, it's your persistence that will carry you through. It's your ability to keep going, to keep pushing even when everything seems against you. Most people give up right before their big breakthrough. They walk away when success is just around the corner. But not you. You're different. You understand that persistence is the key to success. You understand that the darkest hour is just before the dawn. So keep going, keep pushing, keep believing, because your breakthrough might be just one more try away. Your success might be just one more effort away, and you'll never know unless you persist. So let's talk about the importance of continuous improvement in a constantly changing world. Standing still is the same as falling behind. So make a commitment to constant and never-ending improvement. Always look for ways to grow, to learn, to get better. Read books, attend seminars, seek out mentors, learn from your mistakes, because the more you grow, the more you'll achieve. The more you improve, the more you can improve your circumstances. Improvement doesn't always have to be dramatic. Small improvements made consistently over time can lead to dramatic results. It's the compound effect in action. Just focus on getting 1% better every day, and over time, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Your mindset is like the operating system of your life. It determines how you interpret events, how you respond to challenges, how you approach opportunities, and the most beautiful thing is that you have the power to choose your mindset. You can choose to see challenges as obstacles or opportunities. You can choose to see failures as setbacks or lessons. You can choose to see yourself as a victim of circumstances or the creator of your own destiny. So cultivate a growth mindset. Believe in your ability to learn, to grow, to overcome any challenge, because when you believe you can, you're right. And when you believe you can't, you're right too. Your beliefs become your reality. It's easy to blame others, to make excuses, to point fingers when things don't go as planned. But true success, true growth, comes from taking full responsibility for your life. As long as you keep blaming others, as long as you keep making excuses, you're giving away your power. You're saying your life is controlled by external forces over which you have no control to change your circumstances. But when you take responsibility, when you take full ownership of your life, you take back your power. You recognize that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control your response, and that response is what shapes your life. Your life is essentially the sum of your habits. What you do consistently, day in and day out, shapes your reality. So if you want to change your life, start by changing your habits. Identify the habits that are holding you back and replace them with habits that propel you forward. Create routines that support your goals, because when you have strong positive habits, success becomes almost inevitable. It becomes the natural result of your daily action. Habits are formed through repetition. It might be hard at first, but keep at it, because once a habit is formed, it becomes automatic. It becomes part of who you are. Let's talk about the importance of resilience. Life will knock you down. Challenges will come. Setbacks will happen. It's not a matter of if, but when. And in those moments, it's your resilience that will determine whether you stay down or get back up. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure or never experiencing setbacks. It's about how quickly you bounce back. It's about your ability to rebound, to learn from the experience, to come back stronger. So cultivate resilience. Strengthen your mind and your emotions, because the more resilient you are, the more challenges you can overcome, the higher you can rise. The people you surround yourself with will have a profound impact on your life. They influence your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So be intentional about your associations. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who bring out the best in you. Seek out mentors who've achieved what you want to achieve, because when you're surrounded by greatness, it's easier to become great yourself. Networking isn't just about what others can do for you. It's about what you can do for others. It's about building genuine relationships, about adding value wherever you can, because the more you give, the more you'll receive in return. In a world full of distractions and noise, clarity is power. When you have clarity about what you want, when you have clarity about your values and priorities, decision-making becomes easier. Action becomes more focused and effective. So take time to get clarity about your goals, clarity about your values, clarity about the person you want to become. Because when you have clarity, you have direction, and when you have direction, you have power. Clarity isn't something you achieve once and then forget. It's something you must continually refine as you grow and evolve. So make clarity a habit. Check in with yourself regularly to ensure you're still on the right path. Your standards determine the quality of your life. They determine what you'll accept and what you won't. They determine how far you'll go and how much you'll achieve. So raise your standards, expect more of yourself, demand excellence in everything you do, because when you raise your standards, you raise your life. When you expect more of yourself, you get more out of life. Your standards aren't just about the big things, they're about the small daily choices you make. They're about how you carry yourself, how you treat others, how you approach your world and your work. Raise your standards in every area of your life and watch your life transform. In a world of instant gratification, self-discipline is like a superpower. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. It's the ability to delay gratification, to choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure. Cultivate self-discipline. Start with small steps, but build over time, because the more self-disciplined you are, the more you can achieve, the more you can overcome any challenge that comes your way. And remember, self-discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about making the right choices more often than not. It's about getting back on track quickly. When you make a mistake, your attitude is like a filter through which you've experienced the world. It colors everything you see, everything you do, a positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything's perfect. It means choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems, on opportunities rather than obstacles. Cultivate a positive attitude. Choose optimism over pessimism. Choose gratitude over complaining. Because when you change your attitude, you change your life. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Your attitude is a choice. It's something you can control no matter your circumstances. So choose wisely. Choose an attitude that empowers you, that propels you forward, that helps you overcome any challenge. The importance of taking calculated risks. Growth and comfort don't coexist. If you want to achieve great things, if you want to reach your full potential, you need to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You need to be willing to take risks. But here's the key. These should be calculated risks, not reckless gambles, but thoughtful decisions where the potential reward outweighs the potential loss, where you've done your homework, where you've prepared as much as possible. And remember, every risk you take, whether it leads to success or failure, is an opportunity to learn and grow. So don't fear taking risks. Fear staying stuck. Fear not reaching your full potential. Your beliefs shape your reality. They determine what you think is possible, what you're willing to try, what you're capable of achieving. If you believe something is impossible, you won't even attempt it. But if you believe it's possible, you'll find a way to make it happen. So examine your beliefs. Are they serving you or limiting you? Are they based on facts or fears? Because here's the truth. Many of your beliefs were formed when you were young, based on limited information and limited experiences. But you're not the same person you were then. You have more knowledge, more experience, more capability. Challenge your limiting beliefs, replace them with beliefs that empower you. Because when you change your beliefs, you change your actions. And when you change your actions, you change your result. In today's fast-changing world, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is crucial. What brought you success in the past may not work in the future. So commit to being a lifelong learner. Read books, take courses, seek out new experiences, be curious about the world around you. Because the more you learn, the more you grow, and the more you grow, the more you can achieve. Remember, knowledge isn't just power, it's potential power. It's only when you apply what you learn that it becomes truly valuable. So don't acquire knowledge just for the sake of acquiring it. Apply it, use it to improve your life, to solve problems, to create value for others. My friends, life is meant to be lived fully. It's meant to be challenging. It's through these challenges that we discover who we really are and what we're capable of. Embrace the difficulties, welcome the obstacles, because they're not mere roadblocks, but stepping stones to your greatest achievements. Your potential is limitless. Your capacity to grow is infinite. And the person you become through this journey of overcoming challenges and pursuing your dreams, that's the true reward, that's the true measure of success. So step forward with courage, with determination, with an unwavering belief in yourself. Face your fears, chase your passions, and never ever give up on your dreams. Because you have greatness within you, and it's through the crucible of challenge and perseverance that this greatness will be revealed. Remember, it's supposed to be hard. That's what makes it great. Now go out there and make your mark on the world. Your moment is now. Embrace it with both hands and never let it go.